$185,000. That's my profit in the last 30 days. I restarted this account with $30,000. The goal was to reach $100,000. At one point, I was up to 120K, but I closed my position when the account reached 91K. I almost kept pushing for 100K, but that was my ego talking. And I noticed something dangerous. When you start chasing numbers, you stop trading structure and you start trading emotion. So I became concerned that my goal was turning into hit 100K at all costs instead of becoming a better trader. So that is why I withdrew my money. So instead of forcing 100K, I walked away with 91K. And honestly, that decision probably saved me more money than any single trade did. So today's video is yes about profits, but more importantly, it's about emotional control, self-analysis, and why withdrawing and taking a break is sometimes the most profitable move you can ever make. Let's go through the stats first. So total closed orders, 31 trades, and win rate is about 78%. You can also see the P&L of closed long orders and short orders over here. And you can notice that the win rate is pretty high, but please do not be obsessed with your win rate because it's more about combining win rate and your risk reward ratio instead of just looking at your win rate. Because you can have a 20% or 30% win rate and you can still be profitable, you can make millions. On the other hand, you can have 90% win rate, but you can still lose everything in single trade. So just please check your risk management rather than just your win rate. And I'm also going to show you all my trading log here for transparency. You can see the trade time over here, January 26. This is the time where I started this trade. These are all the trading log. And you can see that my last trade was on 17th of February. I'm also going to show you my withdrawal history. On the 17th of February, I withdrew about 3 times, total of 52K. Now let's review all the trades. I marked every single entry and exit on TradingView here. You'll see exactly where I entered, where I exited, and I'm also going to go through what I could have done better. So I only traded Bitcoin and Ethereum, and let's first take a look at Ethereum. So these were the 2 trades, 2 longs that I took, and both of them were a pretty nice trade. This one was 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio, and this one was about 2. And on the third trade on Ethereum, it was a pretty bad trade. I think I was pretty emotional on this trade because as soon as I entered, it almost hit my stop loss. So what I thought was that, oh, maybe I should just go break even on this trade because I'm frustrated. And that's what I did. But this wasn't a good trade because as you can see, the risk to reward ratio is total crap. And also, if I just held my position here, it would have hit my take profit, which was over here. So this was a pretty bad trade. The next trade, I took a long position over here. It was 1.3 risk to reward ratio, which was not bad. Took about 6K in profits over here. And next trade, it was a perfect entry. I entered Ethereum on $1,785 and price went up immediately about 20%, which was a very nice trade. However, the exit wasn't that great because when Ethereum was going down, I was like, oh, maybe the market might take away all my profits. So maybe I should just take profits here. So this was the low over here. As soon as I took profits, it went up again about 10%, which also made me pretty frustrated, but I didn't revenge trade. So now let's go over Bitcoin. Started out with a short, pretty nice trade, 1.4 risk to reward ratio. Next one was a pretty bad trade. Risk to reward ratio was only 0.25. Same thing happened. As soon as I entered, price went down, which was a loss for me because I was long. And as soon as it went up a little bit over break even, I was like, maybe I should just take profits. And then I took profits. And then immediately I also entered a short position, but I was like, oh, maybe this is revenge trading. I'm just not going to slide this. I'm just going to go break even and close my position. There was about 1.4K in losses. Next one, I entered a long position. It was about 1.18 risk to reward ratio, and I gained about 14K over here. And after that, I took a legendary short position. I entered short on 90.1K. As soon as I entered, price went immediately down and closed my short over here, 85K in profits. But I was very, very frustrated here because after I took profits, Bitcoin went down another 30%. So I was like, I could have made much more money than this. I took profits too early, but then I didn't re-enter. I just took a rest because I realized that I was in tilt. And if I'm in tilt, I'm probably going to make bad decisions. Maybe I'm going to lose money. So maybe I should just take a rest. So I think that was a really good decision. After that, I entered a long position over here, which almost hit my stop loss again, but then I was lucky. It hit my TP, closed about 10K over here. The next trade was pretty bad because I wasn't good with risk management. I lost about 26K. It hit my stop loss. Next one, I entered a short position and I realized that this was also revenge trading. So I'm like, no, I'm not revenge trading. I'm just going to go break even. And that's what I did. Next trade was long position, about one risk to reward ratio, which played out pretty nice. However, the next one, it hit my stop loss again, about negative 10K. And the next trade, these three trades, I did really well. So what I did is I entered long here. So I was initially aiming for 72K, and price did went up pretty drastically until 70K. So I was like, oh, I think this is gonna go to 71 or 72K. But then as soon as I thought that, there was a big red candlestick going to the downside very fast. It was extremely fast. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't be too stubborn. Maybe I should probably change my bias and I'm gonna short. I'm gonna take my profits on long. I'm gonna change my position to short. That's what I exactly did, and took 25K on a short position. And as soon as I took profit on my short position, I entered long again. And it also reached my TP. So basically, I would probably rate these trades 9 out of 10, and I took some rest since I haven't been sleeping well. And your physical and mental health matters more than any trade. You cannot make clear decisions if your mind and your body is exhausted. I review every single trade like this to analyze myself because no trader is perfect. There's always something to improve, even if it's just 0.1%. And if you don't find it, the market will. So stay humble, because if you don't stay humble, the market will humble you. And let me tell you one thing. Most traders, they obsess over technical analysis. Wyckoff theory, order flow, ICT, whatever. But in trading, psychology often matters more than technical analysis. So if you can't control your greed, your fear, your ego, no indicator will save you. This video wasn't just about my profits, it's also about discipline, about stepping back when ego wants to push. It's about reviewing mistakes and staying in the game. I don't aim to win every trade I enter. I trade to survive every cycle. So if you want to learn not just about how to trade charts, but if you want to manage yourself as a trader, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.